Oh, hello there. My name is Sean Robinson. I've been playing video games now for 2 decades. And it all started a long time ago when my parents got Pong. And I sat in front of the TV playing non-stop, day and night. And now I've become addicted to them. And I don't just mean the new games or the new systems like PlayStation 3 and Xbox and Wii. No. What I'm referring to is the old Nintendo games. And still to this day, I find them to be the greatest ones of them all. And it is my duty now to bring interest back into this generation, into wanting to play these old games again. Not just normal old brutality and war games like they have today. No. I'm referring to the classic old family 8-bit and 16-bit styles. I'm going to give critiques and suggestions to all those people who want to start building their own collection someday. Ladies and gentlemen, you are watching 8-Bit Shit. Enjoy.
Now, I've been collecting games now for quite some time, and I must say, it isn't a real big collection, but one that I'm proud of nonetheless. I've even lost some games in the past, which I'm still in search for them. My collection started a long time ago by my older brothers, then was eventually handed down to me. And for the most part, I have taken good care of them, well, except the ones that I lost. Even other friends and family have donated some of them to me. And although now I get my games at a local family-owned store, which the store is pretty awesome, my collection can continue to grow, from Atari to PlayStation 1.
Alright guys, this is how it works. I'll get a game and I'll play it. Hopefully I'll beat it, but believe me, I probably won't. And it is my job, my duty, my interest to tell you all about the game and let you decide on if it's good or not. Granted, yes, I will give my own opinion, and you may think my opinion sucks. To be honest with you, I think your opinion sucks. So we have a mutual agreement there. Also, throughout these episodes, I'll also tell you information about how to start your own collection someday. Also, I'm a huge beer person, so not only that, I'll tell you about all the good beers that are out. What do you think about that? Now let's play some games, huh? I'm gonna have to apologize here for the lighting here, guys. I'm having some trouble with it. I have to use these stupid 60-watt bulbs so everything looks super brighter than it is. Ugh. But anyway, to start this off, I'm going to talk a little bit about this beer here that I'm drinking. It's a honeymoon beer, which is a summer ale, and it is a seasonal brand. Now, it only has 5.2% alcohol by volume, which is 12 ounces or 355 milliliters. Now, this is actually a really light-tasting beer. I'm a huge fan of Blue Moon and a lot of other, well, it's not really an IPA, but I'm a huge fan of IPAs, which are Indian Pale Ales. Now, this beer is really light, and it actually tastes really sweet. So, for all the girls or the light beer drinkers out there, this is a great choice for it, other than other crappy beers. Now, the game I've decided to choose here tonight is a game called Metal Storm. This is going to be, well, this is kind of risky for me to do something like this because it's not that popular at all. I've not seen this in anywhere. I bought this at a flea market probably when I was 10 years old. As you can see, it's still got the tape stuck around it. But I believe this game is actually overlooked a lot. This game was a really great game. Let's check it out.
REM was founded in 1974 in Japan and was not originally set for making video games, which explains REM's abbreviation, International Rental Electronics Machines. And REM is still part of the gaming community today. Now, back to the game. Metal Storm was originally released in North America in February 1991 and was not released in Japan until about April 1992, which is pretty huge for America to get a game before Japan. But of course, there seemed to maybe be a reason for that. In the Japanese one, it came with a cool opening sequence, while America's one came with nothing but the opening screen. Not only that, but the Japanese one also got a narration during the last battle. Yeah, not that cool. But in this industry, sometimes you just have to suck it up. Metal Storm wasn't that big of a game until it got its debut on Nintendo Power Magazine in March of 1991. Yeah, it's not that far from the release date, but even then, it was giving a mediocre review.
Now, before we actually play this game, there is something that most of you need to know. Not everyone will agree with me on this, but it is pretty well known throughout most of the old Nintendo community, if you want to call it. But it's actually cleaning the games. A lot of these games get really, really dirty underneath there. Underneath this small little tab here. It gets real dirty under there if you just leave it out. It's usually best to have cases for it, but not all the time people can get cases. So in order to keep all the pins inside your Nintendo clean, all you really need is a little rubbing alcohol and a Q-tip. It's usually best to get a bunch of them when you go out and buy your Nintendo. Just get your alcohol here and your Q-tip here. And all you have to do is real simple. Just clean the tops on like that. Just like that. Again, the best thing to do, and not everyone will agree with you, and it is pretty ironic too, because on the back it says, do not put alcohol on these cartridges. But it's kind of goofy, because Nintendo eventually released a cleaning system, and on that cleaning system, they put alcohol on it. So it's kind of an oxymoron. I don't know if it's one of those things that they rather not have alcohol on it, or maybe just in due time people are idiots and they don't completely clean it or put too much alcohol on it. I don't know. But like I said, a quick clean and you're all set, ready to go. Metal Storm. Alright. Let's give this thing a try, huh? Stage 1.
As you can see, Metal Storm is a basic side-scroller shoot-'em-up games, which are pretty cool. But here's one of the cool aspects about this game, is the fact that you can control the gravity on what things go up and the things that go down. But it can get a little confusing at times, because to flip the gravity up, going up, you have to press down an A, and when you're upside down, you have to press up an A. So, I guess first things first. Now, no one likes dying in video games, but when you die for the first time in this game, you can't help but to say, whoa! Even to this day, I still think this game has the most epic player's death. I mean, the animation for it is beautiful. I mean, given the graphics. But I can't say for the enemies. There's hardly a whoa or an ah in these deaths. All it gives you is a little explosion that can hardly feel satisfying. I mean, the boss explosions aren't that bad, but still, nothing compares to your player's death. In a way, it is like a slap in the face. Like the game designers wanted you to kill yourself in a most epic way. Which brings me to my next point. This game has infinite continues. It's always nice to have unlimited continues, and not only that, passwords along with it. Even though the game is short itself, when you beat the game, it has a hard mode feature which you can only access with a password. Not only that, but when it gets too frustrating, you can always come back later and pick up where you left off. Since I'd like to keep this short, I would like to address just a couple more things. This game features something called the parallax scrolling, which gives the illusion that two different backgrounds are moving at different times. This was not popular at all with most NES games, since it was so difficult to do. It wasn't until Sega or the SNES it became more well seen. This game has some cool power-ups and upgrades. They usually don't last though. And also, you can't combine all of them, which makes it frustrating. Like you can't have the good gun that shoots through most walls with a shield. Instead, you have to have a pellet gun. Another cool feature is the endless ceilings. This can work to your advantage, and other times it can't, making this game that more difficult and that more trippier. With that being said, last thing I have to say is prepare yourself for the second part of each level, because they seem to get harder at that point. Oh, also, watch out for the tidal wave of death that comes after you if you waste too much time.
So there you guys have it. Metal Storm for the NES. I don't really know what else to say about it besides it is a good game. I do suggest, if you do start your own collection, definitely get this on your list. It's going to be a little bit harder to find. It might be a little pricey, but it is definitely something to look forward to, something to look interesting to. Well, that's pretty much all I have for you guys. So, enjoy your beer and enjoy your Nintendo, folks. 8-bit shits will return again.
you get that one up there?